Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make money from home without actually working. The things I'm going to show you are not going to require you to get any kind of job, start any kind of business, or commit any amount of time really. So the first thing that you could do if you want to make money without hardly working is get some data collection apps on your phone. If you have an Android phone, you will have a few different apps that you can get. So one would be Mobile Expression. So Mobile Expression Research, as you can see by their description and everything, basically allows you to get paid to allow them to collect data on, you know, your browser on your phone, apps you use, and things like that. It's anonymous. It just goes to a big pool of data that companies use to better understand the internet and better understand how people use smartphones. So if you're okay with that, your phone provider, your phone manufacturer, your, network, whether it's Verizon, AT&T, etc., they probably collect data anyway, so this way you're just getting paid for it. Another thing you can do is try the Smart Panel app, which is very similar. They collect data and you get paid. Neither of these are going to pay you a whole lot of money by themselves, but if you get a few of these, it can really add up and really help you towards at least a few bills and things like that. Smart Panel, you just activate it. You can get it on your Android phone. They aren't available for Apple phones just yet. They have a little more strict policy on apps. So a lot of these are only on Android right now. But if you have one, then you can try out Smart Panel and Mobile Expressions. And all it does is anonymously collects data and then they pay you for it. Another thing you can do is create a user content site and then just hire someone to manage it. Or you may even be able to create some sort of bot or computer program to identify problems and things like that. And you might have to update it every once in a while if you don't hire somebody, but you can create a site where you don't actually create the content. Obviously, you would have to work quite a bit to create content if you don't have a site that is based on user-generated content. So, and a few examples would be, one would be like Reddit. This is all user-generated content. Other people, millions of people are posting funny pictures, news stories, all kinds of stuff like that on Reddit. So then they upvote them, people comment. That's literally how all of their stuff works. Other people are the ones that create everything, and then they just have a team to manage the site. They have people who make sure there's not people doing things they shouldn't be doing, stuff like that. So you can hire people to do those things like Reddit does, and then just enjoy the insane amount of traffic you get. You can have ads that collect the money. You can monetize it with affiliate links. You can monetize it with, let's say you have an ad version and an ad-free version that costs $10 a month. That's kind of how YouTube works. YouTube's another example of user-generated content. Does YouTube's team make all those videos? No. Other people like you and me are the ones that make all the videos, and there's millions of us. Another example would be like creating a forum where people can talk about specific topics. If you do this, you don't want it to just be a real big general forum. You want it to be specific to a certain niche. Like this one is called Warrior Forum, and it's based on marketing and internet marketing. So you can look at a few things with your free account, but to get the most out of it and to really get the full account permission for this forum, you pay like $10 a month or something like that. But you get a lot of interesting insight and replies and conversations that help you to actually get better as an internet marketer. So you can do a forum. You can do that through WordPress. They have BuddyPress is a plugin you could get to create a forum. You can have a developer do it for you. You can find developers to create these websites for you at Upwork. Just type in web developers or something like that in the Find Freelancers section. You could probably find someone to do some quality control, make sure nobody's posting what they shouldn't, and you could have somebody manage the site and stuff like that just through Upwork. You could hire just about anyone to do that stuff. Or of course you could put in a job in Indeed or something like that. Another thing you can get is lock screen ads. So these pay you after you install them on your phone, then you're done. That's it. They pay you a certain amount of credits every day, and then you can cash out when you want. So the first one would be SlideJoy, and it's very easy to install. You have these in the Android Google Play Store. Apple doesn't allow for these right now, but maybe in the future they will. But if you have an Android phone or an Android device of any kind, you could probably get these and try it out. They just put ads on there. They still show you the time. They still show you the date. All you do is you swipe twice to unlock your phone instead of swiping once. That's the only difference. And then you actually get paid for it. So it's actually making your phone kind of more efficient in a way, because you're getting paid for something that usually doesn't pay you, which is the lock screen. Now there's another one that's popular called Fronto. Fronto is also a very highly rated lock screen ads app that you can get. When you unlock it, it just adds another half second or something to your unlocking time on your phone. You get to redeem your points at PayPal and Amazon, so it's very easy to get paid, and it's the same thing. I've even heard of people doing both at the same time. I still need to experiment with that, but these are both very high quality apps that just put some ads on there and they pay you automatically whether you click on them or not. No matter how much you unlock your phone, things like that don't really matter. Also, you can get rid of old clothes, furniture, just crap in your house that you don't need. Used to, you had to do this, through people you knew, or through eBay or Craigslist or something like that, which can be kind of a hassle. There's an easier way to do it now, and there's a couple of apps that are available for both Apple and Android devices. You can try the 5 Miles app, which allows you to, sell all kinds of stuff from furniture to vehicles to clothes. And you basically just take a picture of it, set the price, maybe a little description, and post it on there, and people can buy it and pick it up. Another one is called Let Go, very similar. You sell your electronics, your sports stuff, all your stuff that you want to sell, and you put the price on there, and there you go. All you have to do is take a picture on the app and post it, and people will buy it and come get it if it's something that's desirable. Also, you can do investing, and there's a lot of different ways to invest, but I'm not talking about like day trading where you would actually have to do quite a bit of work and study them numbers a lot to figure out what to invest in and change your investments all the time. I'm talking more of passive investing, which doesn't require a whole lot of your time. Usually you'll even have somebody who manages it for you, or a website that has software that manages it for you. One would be Lending Club. This is basically where you get to act as a bank, and there is no bank involved. Basically, you are helping lend money to people. You can borrow or you can invest on this website. You would be investing as an individual, most likely, or if you're part of an institution, you could do that as well. but you are kind of joining a group of investors who can get returns, many of which are better than what you get in the stock market. And you are basically just helping with loans. People can get loans here without going through a bank, which has all kinds of hoops you have to jump through to, get a loan. So Lending Club is one way to do peer-to-peer lending. Another way to invest would be in startups. So these are companies like Facebook, like the next Twitter, the next Uber. These companies all had to start somewhere. A lot of these are starting up in Silicon Valley and need quite a bit of capital to get up and running. But if you find some companies that you really believe in, you believe in the founders, you believe in what they're doing and the future of the product or service, you could invest, if you get approved, on angel.co. So, when you go to angel.co, I'll show you the home page. When you go to angel.co, you have the options to post a job, invest in startups, or find a startup job. You want to invest in startups if you want to, obviously not lose a lot of your time and still make pretty good money. And some of these can really be home runs. I mean, if you listen to interviews with people who invested in Uber early on, Facebook early on, people like that, they got such huge returns they could literally just retire, 5 or 10 years down the road and have millions and millions of dollars. So that's another thing you can do, is invest in early startups, companies that are trying to get up to a very high level. Or you could do the traditional investment and do the stock market, index funds, mutual funds, and those types of things. Vanguard is one of the highest, most respected institutions for doing this. And I also recommend a book by Tony Robbins called Money Master the Game. And it is a very, very informative book. I really enjoyed it. Took a lot of notes on how investments work, how the stock market works, how bonds work, how mutual funds work, how all of it works. So, and then Vanguard is frequently one of the top ones mentioned as a trustworthy place that doesn't have a lot of fees, where you can invest long term passively. Also, you could rent out your stuff. So there's a few ways that you can do this. A lot of kind of sharing economy type websites and startups have come up recently. Uber was one of the first ones that kind of like, oh, okay, you can share your ride with people by being like a freelance taxi driver. A few other ones that have come up, like Turo. You can go to Turo.com and list your car. So if you don't drive all the time, let's say you get a pretty good income from this type of stuff and you work from home mostly, if you work from home all the time, a lot of times you don't have to drive every day. So you can rent out your car on days you don't drive. Or if you have a second car, you can rent out one of them on days you don't drive and make another income. And then you would just list it on Turo. Another thing you could do is SpinLister, which is basically a way to rent out your kind of outdoor extreme sport toys and stuff like that. So your surfboard, your bikes, your snowboards, your skis, those types of things you can rent out on spinlister.com. Just click list a ride, put up when and where, and obviously you want it to be in good condition, and then you can kind of pick who wants to rent it and let them do it, and you can get paid for it. So if you're not riding your bike every day, if you're not surfing every single day, if you're not snowboarding or skiing every single day, this could be a great way to make some extra money. And last but not least is Airbnb, another one of the kind of pioneers of the sharing economy. They allow you to rent out rooms in your home, your entire home, your guest house, pool house, cabin in the woods, beach house. You can rent out your time if you want to take people on tours around the city and stuff like that. There's all kinds of things you can do, but if you want to just make some passive income and not work much. You can just list, a room in your house or your full home or any kind of property that you basically own, and make some extra money, as much as a few $100s or more per day from Airbnb, which kind of replaces hotels. And last but not least, another creative way to do this is to create an algorithm, usually using some sort of spreadsheet or a service that you can pay a monthly fee for, and then play daily fantasy sports. So you may have read about some people who've made a living recently on daily fantasy sports, and you have different, people who might make 6 figures a year or more doing this. It's kind of like being a professional poker player, professional day trader. You have to be good with numbers to be good with this, but there is a lot of skill involved. So FanDuel is one of them. DraftKings is the other. Those are the two main ones you would do it. They have all kinds of sports. They have football, basketball, hockey, baseball, golf, soccer, all kinds of stuff. I think DraftKings even has MMA and some other sports. But you can bet on a daily basis on different sports, and if you have the most accurate statistics, the most detailed algorithm that puts these statistics together to come up with an optimized lineup, you could win a lot more often than you lose. This is how you make a profit. And every once in a while you might hit a really big prize. Some of them hit the $1 million prize. Some of them hit a $10,000 prize. It's not just small payouts every time necessarily. So, for instance, one example would be fantasypros.com. They have an algorithm. They do it for hockey, basketball, baseball, and football as of right now. They have projections that you can look at. You can compare different ones for weekly and daily fantasy play. You can sign up for their premium product, of course, and then just use their algorithm or parts of it. Let's say you want to focus on certain statistics than others, and you could upgrade as low as $2.99 a month for that, depending on what you do. So the big money is really going to be in baseball and basketball and hockey and stuff like that have more games to bet on, but football is probably the most popular. So you could use something like Fantasy Pros that already has this all put together, or you could do your own custom thing with Microsoft Excel or something like that. But it's all coming down to the numbers and which players seem most likely to break out that day. But if you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something about making money without really working, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about the video, or you want to let me know about some other ways that maybe I didn't mention, or your experiences with these types of strategies, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I know people watching would as well. Any insight you can share would be great, and I'll get the links, examples, related content, and all that on the show notes page at selfmadesuccess.com in the coming days. I'll also get a link in the description to that page as well. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.